All right. I want to say shalom to you. Shalom. I am Michael Israel, and you are watching Spiritual Combat. And we are bringing another Hebrew health uh, episode to you. As you can tell by the title, we are talking about recipes for weight loss and better health. And we we got I'm gonna give y'all the information for the now available for free download for the grain-free kitchen 21 recipes free from grain, a collection of hearty, savory, and filling recipes. Um, and that recipe book is it is out and available for free download right now. I will give you all the information here soon. Um, and the book is co-written by, of course, Sister Koya, and uh, the rest of the sisters in our home assembly. Sister Koya put it together. Her recipes in it. Also, Sister Aaliyah, her recipes are in there. The stuff she's come up with, and also Sister Crystal. So we're going to be getting into that, and we're also going to be discussing why grain free, why you need to be on a grain free um, diet or a low grain diet. Okay, a low grain diet where you're not consuming a lot of grains. And what I found is not so much that you can't eat grain. It's just a lot of us are unaware uh, of how much grain is put in everything that we consume. It's in everything. And, once you have that education, understanding, then you understand why uh, um, it needs to be cut back on significantly, to say the least. Now, what we're going to do, and what we're going to do, first of all, I will show y'all where to download the recipe book. So we're going to go on over here, and it is on, I'll just scroll up a little, the householdherbs.com website. It's right there. As soon as you open up the site, it's right there on the home page. Totally free. And what I'll do is I'm going to download it real quick. I haven't even had a chance to go through it. So you say, Mike, why are you endorsing a book, a recipe book that you haven't even had the chance to look through? Well, because I live it. Okay, I I eat this food, on a regular basis because I'm a part of that home assembly. So I get to eat this food on a daily basis, so I can confirm how good it is. All right. Um, so let me see. What I'm doing, and I'll let y'all watch me. Hopefully, I don't have to put in any information. But I'm gonna try to download it, and y'all can watch me. Let me see the process. So check out again. It's totally free. Okay. Well, it's actually not even showing that. It's staying on that one page. Um, yeah, I see. I'm looking at it. There's information you have to fill in. Corey, if you can, email it to me real quick so I can pull it up for the viewers. All right. So if you can, just email it to me so I can talk about some of the stuff that's in the book. And while she's sending that to me, which I know she already sent it to me. I get so many emails, it's like hard to keep up with. Let me see. But while I'm waiting for her to send that to me, I will. I'm gonna briefly go over why I say grain free or low grain, and why it's so important to really significantly cut back on grain and the effect it can have on you. So, the first thing is to understand what grains are, and what a grain is a grass. Grains are grasses, okay? And as you know, the animals that were designed to eat grass as their primary food are animals like cows. And if you ever look at the digestive system on these types of animals, it is, they have multiple. And just hold on one second. I'm waiting for her to send this to me. But if you look at the animals that are designed to consume, and let me go back to my video. Oh, and just a sidebar real quick. For those of you who, I be switching around on here and all that, I'm going to be leveling up probably the next live I do, which it might be Sunday, it might be before that, depends on what happens. But next live I do is going to be, we're going to level it up, okay? So, and what you're going to see, the lives I do are going to have, there's going to be more content in it where, it'll be videos, websites, pictures, stuff like that. I'm going to slowly begin leveling this show up, okay? Is nothing near what it's going to be once we get settled on land. I make a studio, but it's definitely going to be level up, because it can be frustrating watching these live streams with some of the issues I be having sometimes. Anyway, but let's go into why grain-free is so important, and then I'm gonna also go into some of the why I some of the experience I've had, the firsthand experience of eliminating grains and the benefits that I've experienced. Okay, so what Koya did, she sent the book over, so I have it here now. And what I am gonna do is I'm gonna share it up here so y'all can see it, and we're gonna go through it. And while I'm going through it, y'all gonna be going through it, because this is my first time seeing it. Okay, but if y'all saw my video earlier, I don't deal with people who don't do things in excellence. So, if I'm married to a Koya Israel, then excellence has to be a key part of how she operates. And Brother Gideon asks, how does this fit with different blood types? We're going to answer that question too. Very good question, Brother Gideon. All right. So what we're going to do first, we're going to go through this book. So I'm going to pull it up real quick. And I'm going to we're gonna go through it, and I'm gonna see if there's any meals that I've had, and I'll give you my. Let me see how I turn the page on this thing. See, we live. Okay, all it is scrolling, so we good. All right, nice cover. A collection of hearty, savory, blah blah blah. Okay, and then it says list of grains to avoid and consume. Ooh, grains to avoid and consume. So, approved grain-free flours. All right. So, man, right off the bat, y'all, you got a lot of alternatives. I know Brother Tony was asking me about this. He was like, man, what are the alternatives to the white refined sugar and the wheats and the corns, all that stuff? So all these are grains over here, of course, or as I say, grasses, ancient grains. Yes, avoid the ancient grains too. That's like eating ancient grains is like smoking a filtered cigarette. Okay, it's still gonna get you. Okay, your rices to avoid all that. Okay, now here are approved grains, approved grain-free flour. So these are the flours and stuff that the sisters cook with at the house. You can read this. Again, it's free. It's you can download it for free at the Household Herbs website. Okay. Let's see. You got snacks they make. You just got to read through all this. We're not going to spend a whole bunch of time. I want y'all to go over there and down it. Grocery list items to purchase. Special tips for meal preparing, taco bars, and all. Taco night's my favorite night, just so y'all know. Smoothie recipes. The sisters have smoothies almost every morning. These are desserts. Okay. Be interested in chia pudding. Koya makes this all the time. That's one of Koya's recipes. Skittle salad. Pause. And we're not talking about the Skittles. We're talking about the Skittles candy. All right. No homo. All right. Veggie, egg, and cheese breakfast casserole. We've had that. Yo, this right here is fire. All right. This is on point. These blueberry muffins, forget about it. All right. Almond flour pancakes. Hey, look, these pancakes are so good, you don't even got to put syrup on it, but they use maple syrup. All right. Plantain pancakes. This is alkaline. Okay. This will actually cleanse you out. Okay. I think Sister Crystal came up with these. Okay. Or discovered them. This is chickpea sweet potato curry. I know that's Aaliyah's. She's perfected that over many years of being in the community. Vegan buffalo chickpea casserole. That's a banger. All right. That's a banger. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Beef or vegan chili. This is on point. And in that grocery list thing, Koya will show you the chips to go with it that are grain free, and they bangers. Cheesy pasta bake. Have I had this cheesy pasta bake? Hold on. I know y'all made this for me. I don't remember having this cheesy pasta bake. Hold on. I might have to pause this show because see, they be coming up with new stuff. Koya just told Here go the new stuff right here. Italian meatballs with jalapeno cream sauce. This is a banger. And Koya was actually telling me how she made man, my stomach growling right now, y'all. This is food porn, food pornography. It's giving me the naughty tingles. Okay. So look, hey, Brother Gideon said no white rice. Oh no. Hey, look, no. What you gotta look is that grocery list. They have rice alternatives, and you won't know the difference. They have chickpea rice, and there's another rice that they have. So, yeah, we got alternatives for everything. So, Italian meatballs with jalapeno cream sauce recipe, okay? And Koya came, instead of using bread to hold it together, okay, I'm feeling some type of way. Koya said I haven't had that one dish yet, and all right, I'm feeling some type of way right now. I am officially in my feelings. Okay, so look, Koya came up with she discovered a way to she bakes the meatballs instead of cooking them however you cook meatballs. I don't know how you cook them, but she said she bakes them that way she doesn't have to put bread in them. Okay. And she said it's a banger. Easy homemade vegetable and beef soup. Okay. That's a banger, especially on a cold day. The best vegan enchiladas. Yo. Hey, look, vegan enchiladas. And how about the meat is made from walnuts, like it or something like that. It's on point. This is a popular one in our household, okay? Cauliflower mac and cheese. That's a banger right there. It's on point. But if you want to make macaroni and cheese, you can use chickpea instead of the regular pasta. Hummus. I like dipping grapes in my hummus. That's my cashew cheese sauce. That's another banger. Vegan cheese sauce, nut-free. All right. And then vegan gluten. I don't know what that is. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. So for those of y'all who still want bread, yo, this here, it's a banger. And it's almond flour and yogurt in there. Yo, forget about it. Me and Brother Chris made pizzas with that. All right. So and look, this is only the first version or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? There's more to come, but there we go. And like I said, you can download it. It's available right now for free on the householdherbs.com website. Okay. And like I said, we want Israel to slim up. Look, if you look at me right now, let me see. Let me pull my. See, I'm very slim, and I do not work out. I'm getting ready to start a workout schedule because my muscle mass is shrinking down, but I stay in at this weight and slim like this because I don't eat grain, and that brings us to our first aspect of grains that we're going to talk about. Is what happens with grains is that your body immediately converts them to sugar, and flour, so wheat turns into sugar so fast, it actually spikes your glucose faster than table sugar does. Okay. So eating wheat is the worst one. I mean, because it will put the fat on quicker than nobody's business. And they're putting one, like they push wheat so hard because, and that brings us to the next aspect of why grains are bad, is because that wheat binds to your opioid receptor. One of the proteins in the wheat that your body can't break down binds to the opioid receptor in your brain, and it causes you to crave more of it. It causes you to not be satiated when you eat it. So you could just keep eating wheat and it never triggers your sedentary switch or your satiation. So you just continue to be hungry and never trigger that thing where you're like, oh, I'm full. And so you will overeat it, and then it turns to fat. And when I say it turns to fat, I'm not going through the whole process of how, your liver converts and all that stuff like that. But the long and the short of it, it turns to fat. Now, the other thing that I was beginning to get into about the issue going on with these grains or grasses is you can't break them down. If you look at the animals that are designed to eat grasses, they have four stomachs, 3 stomachs. They chew it up, they'll swallow it, they'll regurgitate it and re-chew it again and swallow it, and then their stomachs break it down, and it goes through all these different, and that's what it takes to break these proteins that are bound together real tightly. It takes that to break them down. Well, our bodies can't do that. So when those proteins get into your gut, there's a bunch of different proteins in these wheat, in these grains, and in these grasses. And some of those proteins, when they hit your gut lining, they tell it to relax and loosen up. And then the other proteins seep into your system. And over time, you begin to develop what? Leaky gut disease. And it allows other things to come in. And when these other strange proteins get in, they, depending on what proteins they are and depending on what your body thinks they look like, they will interact with certain parts of your body because they look similar to proteins that your body does use. And they will cause your body to do some crazy stuff. They'll cause skin rashes, your hormones to get crazy, all types of crazy stuff. And that's one of the big issues with these grains. Okay. And like I said, grains are grasses. So what are grasses? Rice is a grass. Wheat is a grass. Sugar cane is a grass. All those other ancient grains you name, they're grasses. Okay. And sugar is the worst due to the fact of the way they refine it. They literally take the whole plant, squeeze the juice out of the plant, boil the juice in a vat to boil off any hydration or water in it, and they refine it down to a cube. It's literally like making cocaine or something. It's like a drug. And then when it goes in your body, it dehydrates your body. It pulls the water from your body to rehydrate it, and it dries your body out. Sugar is also like a neurotoxin. When people are having neurological issues, I tell them, dude, cut the sugar. I tell them cut the grain, but most of all, cut the sugar. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's what I tell them to do. Somebody said calorie deficit, that's how I lost weight. Yeah. And if you want to gain weight, you want to put on muscle, eat alfalfa sprouts. Eat alfalfa and eat alfalfa sprouts. That's how they beef up horses. That's how they make horses strong and big. Is with alfalfa. They feed them alfalfa. Okay. So if you want to beef up, that's how you do it. Eat alfalfa sprouts. You can eat it instead of putting using lettuce, use alfalfa sprouts on your salad and continue to live away. You'll need to do a whole bunch of protein drinks and stuff like that, because when you consume too much protein, we'll get into that. Now, there's nothing wrong with meat and proteins. I'll get into all that in a little while, but when you consume too much of it, especially when you're lifting weights, you're creating too much acid in your body, and it causes joint pain. And I can tell you, I used to play basketball 5 to 6 times a week. Koya, bear witness to what I'm saying. And I used to play it on a high level. A lot of times I was the shortest one on the court. And if y'all see me, I'm 6'2". And I was always the smallest person on the court. And I used to play basketball, and my joints would be bothering me and all this stuff. And playing basketball that often, and I still was more overweight than I am now. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably right around 200 pounds right now. I used to be 220 plus, okay? But playing all that basketball, I still couldn't lose the weight. And now I don't play any basketball at all. I'm done with basketball. And my joints, my knees and my ankles and everything feels better than it has since in my 20s. My joints feel better now than they did when I was in my 20s. I'm 46 or 47, something like that now. I stopped counting. All right. So when I talk about eliminating grains and I talk about this stuff, I'm not just saying something because it sounded fancy and all that, because we've heard herbalists and stuff come out and say, oh yeah, don't eat meat, don't do that, don't do this. Look, I did it. I went meat free for a year or more. Okay. I've been grain free for probably a year now. And like when I went vegan and I wasn't eating any meat, I did it. I really didn't see any big difference. It wasn't until I eliminated the grain that I started seeing losing the weight, feeling different, not having certain neurological issues. You know what I'm saying? I started seeing big differences. Okay. So I'm not just talking something that sounds good on paper because I read something. No, this is something I've done. And not just myself, Sister Koya did it. And not just Sister Koya, Sister Aaliyah did it. And not just Sister Aaliyah, Sister Crystal did it. And Brother Umbry did it. And Brother Emmanuel did it. And Brother Chris did it. You see what I'm saying? So we've put this thing to the test and we've seen the results. Okay. The children of doing it. Okay. Now, nobody has done it to the level that I have done it. Okay. I've been totally grain free. Now, Koya and the rest of the Straightway Assembly, man, when they come up there to Straightway, it's game on snacks and whatever's being served up there. But me, nah, I stay hard with mine because I really can't be messing with grains. Now, Brother Gideon put in here about the blood type diet. Now, for my blood type O, it tells you don't be eating grains. But there are blood types that says eat grains. But even in the blood type diet, and correct me if I'm wrong, but even in the blood type diet, it doesn't tell you you need to be eating a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? Koya was telling me about somebody who their blood type diet tells them to eat grains, so they eat some rice. Well, like I said, rice is like a filtered cigarette. So they're smoking filtered cigarettes very sparingly. You know what I'm saying? What I would need to know, and what I'm going to research on the blood type diet, is what are you getting from the rice? Okay? Because or what are you getting from the grains? What are you needing from that? And the main thing that grains provide are sugar. okay? And your body runs on sugar, okay? And I'll explain that, but your body is fueled by sugar. You need sugar, okay? But you don't need high glycemic sugar. You don't need that sugar that's gonna just be released, boom, like that. So the sugar in fruit is released slower, and it's also buffered with all the other nutrients and stuff like that. The sugar in a lot of these grains, it gets in there and it just spikes, boom. Gideon said, did I miss the part about the grain in the Bible also as a first fruit? And again, listen what I'm saying. I don't consume grain at all or very sparingly. Now, when you look in the word, it says do eat grain. But what I said at the beginning of this show is the amount of grain people are consuming, people are unaware of the amount of grain that they're consuming. They're literally overeating on grain. So there's grain in ketchup. There's grain in the orange juice. There's grain in the potato chips. There's grain. You're eating rice with grain in it. Your cereal has grain in it. Your breakfast has grain in it. Literally, every single meal is loaded with grain. Your salad dressing has grain in it. Your croutons are you're literally consuming 70 to 80% grain, and the fruit that Yah designed for us to eat, that he put on the trees, that he said, hey, we barely eat any of that. Okay. So for a lot of people, they need to drastically change their diet so they could lose weight, and so their health could improve. Now, the other thing about the grains is the grains we eat today. So we talking about stuff like wheat, and I did a show on it. The wheat that we eat today shouldn't genetically, you can't even call it wheat when you compare it to the wheat we ate in the 1960s. Okay, the wheat we ate in 1960s, genetically, molecularly, or whatever you want to call it, its biological makeup resembles nothing to what we are consuming today. You can't eat, you shouldn't even call that stuff wheat because of the way they've manipulated it. And what they did, they manipulated it so that the roots would shoot down in the soil faster, and so that the stalk would grow shorter and quicker, so that they can harvest it quicker, so that they can make more money. And in doing that, they've changed the proteins and the makeup of this stuff to where it doesn't even resemble what we were eating. I said just back in the 1960s, let alone what we ate back in the biblical days. Okay? Y'all put a 100 up in there if y'all understand what I'm saying. All right. Somebody said, what do you replace by a slice of bread during breakfast? I will show you. We're going to go back to the lovely Koyat Yisrael's recipe book. Share this tab. All right, I'm going to share it and bring it up here. And I'm going to show you a couple things that I saw when I came across here when I was looking. So she has a section of approved grain-free flours, okay, where if you want to bake your own types of bread, she has recipes for that in here. And then I saw where she has like a grocery list of things to buy, okay? Like I said, we still have wraps, we still have bread, and then one of the last recipes in here was the vegan, gluten-free Nan almond flour flatbread. I don't know what Nan is. Maybe that's a typo, but Yeah. So what this is a very good grain-free bread. Um, you could custom make it, but I know Koya made what is that? Fettuccine, chicken fettuccine, and the sisters made some garlic bread with it that was grain-free. And that's why this recipe book is so important. And like I said, you could download it at householdherbs.com. But that's why this recipe book is so important, so that it gives you an alternative. Because I don't want to tell you to go grain free or reduce the amount of grain you're consuming. I don't want to tell you to do that and then sit there and have you sitting there just looking crazy. Because we tried that. We tried this numerous times, but once you have replacement recipes that taste great, and these recipes here, because they make other stuff, but these recipes here actually taste better than the real thing. Um, Madison, my oldest daughter, made a grain-free, sugar-free carrot cake. They sweeten it with like they got like monk fruit sugar, coconut sugar, and stevia, and all these other sugar replacements that are actually sweeter than sugar, but they're grain-free options. Okay. And like I said, hey, look, even if you significantly reduce the amount of grain you're eating, you're gonna lose weight to that same ratio. Okay. If you show me somebody overweight, I'm gonna show you somebody who eats a lot of bread and sugar and grains. It's a direct correlation. I have not seen anyone overweight who's on grains or who is grain free. Okay, there is, and I watch, I ask, every time I run into somebody, who's overweight or something. If I get a chance and I could see or figure it out sometime, I always see them consuming a lot of grain, a lot of pasta, a lot of rice, a lot of bread, a lot of sugary drinks. And I'm telling you, I have not been proven wrong yet. Okay. Um, uh, Speaking of, it's a good time to segue into some of the other diets I've looked into that people were saying, oh, no, it's the meat. You're eating too much fatty meat and you're eating too much meat. There is actually a diet called the carnivore diet where people eat nothing but meat. It's called the carnivore diet. They eat meat and they eat a limited amount of vegetables, and that's it. And I see people thriving on that and losing weight. They're not overweight. They're feeling great. Okay. Um, of course, I've seen fruitarians. I practice that to a certain degree. What the issue that you can run into on a fruitarian diet is your vitamin B gets low, and certain other minerals will get low on you, and you will have to supplement with them or eat certain fruits and herbs in order to replenish those. But again, fruitarians, I have yet to see a fat fruitarian. Fruitarians, a lot of times they cut up, and I've seen people bulk up on fruits. Vegans, same thing. But I've seen fat vegans because hey, uh, flour is vegan, grains are vegan. So I've seen fat vegans. I've seen it. And dude, you go in there and get some of them vegan meals, and boy, they will put it on your ass. Like you will be overweight with some of that stuff they got. I'm telling you. And there's a lot of food that goes as vegan, and they got a lot of, man, they packing some bad stuff in there. Check this out. I have seen people who push a carb diet. So this is basically, you call them grainarians or there was a grainarian, okay? And the dude was pushing a complex carb diet, okay? He was pushing a complex carb diet where you consume a lot of complex carbohydrates by eating certain pastas. He was saying eat whole wheat pastas and this, that, and the other. And he was pushing that diet and writing a book about it. And in the middle of writing that book, working out at the gym, and he was kind of in shape. In the middle of writing that book, he had a massive heart attack. And this person was the host of The Biggest Loser. You can read about it. He's still alive, but you can read about it or watch videos on it. I forget what the guy's name is, but he was on this high carb type diet and he had a massive heart attack. So if that ain't, like I said, I like evidence and proof and all that. So Koya, let me put her comment up there. She put, the almond bread recipe is delicious. Way more exciting and healthier for you above the regular piece of toast bread. Try it. Okay. So that's what she said. All right. And in one of the next recipe books, I'm telling you, y'all, they need to put Madison's grain-free, sugar-free carrot cake in there. Let me tell you the story about the night she made that. She made it, and she had stacked it up in this this cake pan or whatever dish, and put it on the counter. And she was like, "It's ready." And everybody came down. And everybody got them a nice piece, and they're like, this is delicious. And everybody ate some. And then night came and lights went out. Everybody went to bed. The next morning, all that bread was gone. It was nothing in there but a couple crumbs. And of course, I don't know ate it. You know, that person I don't know who goes around to all the straightway assemblies doing shit. I don't know ate it all up, man. And that I don't know, man, be wreaking havoc around here. But it was gone, boy. You know what I'm saying? And but that bread, that carrot cake was banging. And literally, you can eat that and you will lose weight eating it. And it tastes great. I mean, what more can you say? But I don't know if Koya put that in there. We're gonna have to put that in there. And like I said, a lot of these recipes, excuse me, a lot of these recipes, the sisters just go and they search them out, and they find them and test them out. And the way we eat at our Straightway Florida Assembly, we basically have the same rotations of meals every week. And you know, tacos, we'll have tacos once a week, and you know, so it's just the same rotation every week, and we like it. You know, don't nobody be crying and complaining. You know, it's easy on the sisters where they pretty much know what they're gonna make, and yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So that's how we rock it out. All right. And again, it's about not making a god of your belly. All right, somebody asked, they said, 2 days grains are not the same as, okay, he just reiterating what I say. Today's grains are not the same as the grains in the biblical times. And no, they're not. And because they over-farmed the land, they've had to modify the crops for the roots to go down further and all this stuff. And then I'm gonna tell you the other thing about grains is when they spray them, it's sprayed right on what you are gonna be consuming. It's not like some fruits like oranges, they'll spray them, but it's on the skin and you consume the fruit inside. They spray it right on it. And that's another issue. Somebody's talking about glyphosate. Okay. That was Elder keep forgetting his name. The head of Straightway Kentucky, not Elder Mitchell, but the head of the other Straightway Kentucky. But he was telling me about that glyphosate, how they spray that on stuff. But yeah, y'all, I'm putting that out there, man, about these grains. And hey, look, test my boast. Test what I'm saying. Don't just, oh man, Mike's talking about this in his video and posting these books and all this stuff. No, test what I'm saying. All you gotta do is try it for a couple weeks or whatever and see what happens. And nothing happens, like, Mike, you're lying to us, man. That's a lie because I went grain free and now I'm fatter. You know what I'm saying? Or you can test it the other way. Be like, you know what, Mike, you don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go on a grain fast. I'm eating nothing but grains. Nothing but grains. Grains and anything I drink gonna be full of grains and sugar, and do that. Test my boast either way. And it says try all things and hold fast to that which is true. Okay. And let me know. Shoot, you get on them grains and you having corn with toast, with butter, with sugar in it, and you're washing it down with a Pepsi and something like that every day. And then I'll bring you on the show and we'll see what's going on. Bring you on the show in about a month and you could tell me. All right. All right. Koya said, we have a grain-free kitchen, an alkaline vegan kitchen, and a detox kitchen. The other two kitchen recipe books are forthcoming at a later date, y'all willing. Yeah, I really push Koya to get this one out because I know a lot of people, they want to eat better, they want to lose weight, they have health issues, stuff like that. So I said, we got to get something out. I know we busy as heck, but we got to get something out. So we got this out to y'all. We're going to have to get Madison's carrot cake in there if it's not already in there, because that is a banger. And like I said, the sisters, the younger daughters, they made grain-free, sugar-free cookies. Again, I don't know, broke in our house that night and took them all. I only got to taste one, and then that I don't know dude came up in there and got them all while everybody was asleep. So yeah. But anyway, just want to put that out there. Y'all put a 100 up in there if y'all understand what I'm saying. If this show was edifying to y'all, if y'all learned something, definitely hit that like button. And again, let me put this, go on over and download the recipe book. It's over there it's right there on the front page of the householdherbs.com website. Go on over there, download it. It's totally free. And while you're over there, just check out. You could surf the site, see what's on there, check it out. But if not, hey, you're gonna be eating healthier now. You could test what old Michael Israel is saying, and you could smell what the Straightway Nashville is cooking. All right. So, but anyway, with that said, y'all, as y'all can see, it's late. It's beginning to get dark. I gotta get something to eat, and it's gonna be grain free. I'm probably having more. I don't know what I'm gonna have, but I had a grain free cheese steak. That's what I've been having the past couple days. We're gonna see. So yeah, I don't know. Doesn't seem too honest, man. That I don't know, dude. Is man. I don't know, dude, he's not honest. He's sneaky, you know what I'm saying? He's stealthy. Nobody ever catches him, man. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Yeah, man. He like a ninja, man. He like a ninja, you know. All right. So anyway, y'all, that is all for today's show. Appreciate all y'all tuning in. I'm Michael Israel. You watching Spiritual Combat, and shalom, shalom.